Well, hello everybody, and happy Sunday. What do you want from me? Hopefully you're enjoying your weekend. Sal Capano, a little something different for you today. If you're new to my channel, right now, before you go any farther, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave your comments, share this video. Well, I'll let you down. Talk about a little bit about everything, and I've been pretty accurate on a lot of things just in general with POA, unemployment, stimulus, which is in the oven, cigars, and you'll see a little bit of my who I am. Okay, and for those who've been subscribing, welcome back. All right, so happy Sunday once again. I'm smoking, and it's an inch. It's called the Inch cigar. All right, it's a good cigar. I would say full body on this son of a gun. It's got a lot of different nuts in it, and maybe even, like, I hate to say it, like nuts and berry in it. I like about this cigar is a lot of smoke. A lot of you might like the size. It's a good about an hour smoke, maybe 45 minutes to an hour. So as far as everybody, it's not on my top 10 list. So it's probably right around the 14th, 20th list. So, all right, today we're going to talk about a little something different. I'm going to talk about sports betting. There's a lot of yous on here who know that I don't make a living with sports, but I substitute my income a little bit. I don't bet a whole lot. You know, I'll pump it up sometimes, but I'm a smart. I don't want anybody to take this wrong way, but I'm very smart, better. That's why I've been doing this for almost, I've been living in Vegas now, oh God, 21 years. But the last 7 or 8 years, I've been touching it up. I'm just load this. Speaking of gambling, I got a little action on this game. I been changed my strategy. Everybody out there is going to have a system. Let me get right off the bat. You should not have to pay anybody for your bets. Okay, so if some of you are out there watching my video, you shouldn't have to. If you want to, that's up to you. And that's not what this is about. I'm just going to give you some of my strategies and what works for me the best, because it's a number game, and it's sort of like stocks. People out there are betting for recreational. Well, I'm betting this team because I like my team, or I'm betting the division, or I'm betting this guy because his legs out. All right, this is not about that. So if you're looking for that, then get off this channel. So all right, remember, you bet with your head, not over, and I mean that, just like in anything else. I chip away, and there's a couple clients on there, or friends of mine, who they're smiling, and I helped a lot of people out, and I don't want anything. When you're betting, my strategy is, for an example, I'm going to give you an example real quickly, if I could. My is a number game, and I like betting streaks, but it has to be a perfect storm. So I want everybody to stay with me on this very closely. So for an example, this works for baseball, this works for college basketball, and occasionally on NBA. Does not apply for football or college football. Streaks, so you can pick any team. I'm going to pick my Philadelphia Phillies. Okay. By the way, I don't bet in the beginning of the season. I might just bet a few units, small bets, $10, just to keep it followed, just to follow it. Okay, one team straight up bets. Once I get into baseball, this maybe after about 3 weeks of play, I look for a streak. So let's say the Phillies, just for an example. Now they've won 7 in a row. Generally speaking, the cutoff is 8. If it's 7 in a row, I don't even care less who's pitching on the other side. Now, if they're playing a good team who've lost 5 in a row, a decent team that's supposed to be a really good team, say the Yankees, in Intervision, right? A lot of people at that point, a lot of smarts out there, they call them the smarts, would bet the Yankees. Great pitcher, low ERA, probably minus 200. Not so fast. I'm going to stay with the plus money. Just giving you an example, people. So say the Phillies are 170, Yankees are coming off a 3-game, particularly if they're playing in New York, in their home field, when the pandemic's over and there's fans in there. I ride the streak. So I'll stay with the Phillies. Not because of my team. I'm just using an example. I don't care who's pitching. The higher the ERA is for the pitcher, is better it is. A lot of people look at the pitcher, the grass, do the umpires. I ain't betting thousands of dollars. I'm betting small bets, $15, $20, $25. I'm looking for a perfect storm. I look for another situation. So I'll bet the plus money. Hopefully the Phillies will continue to streak. Generally speaking, the cutoff is 8. Yes, the Cleveland Indians have won 20 in a row, 24 in a row, but generally speaking, 8 or 9, and then they lay an egg. That's the best teams. So are you with me? So now, I'll bet the other way and bet the Phillies. In addition, the Yankees are due, and I watched their bats. If they haven't been hitting the ball, I watched their averages. Well, now I got a perfect storm. Now I'm betting the over. Say the over. So now you have a pitcher who's on the Phillies with a 3.00 ERA going against a pitcher who has a 1.88. It might be around 8. The run line, the total in the game might be coming in at 8.5. Generally speaking, the Yankees bats are going to they're due, right? They lost 3 in a row. Let's call a smart bet. The Phillies have been hitting. I'll parlay the two team with the plus money, in this case with the Phillies and the over. And that's what I do. So now I'll look for another streak out there in baseball at that time in a month. In the baseball, maybe I'll find 1 or 2 more streaks. My limit is 3 teams. If I can find 2, then I'll bet at $20. Hopefully there are 2 pluses. I can squeeze out $80. I'm betting baseball 6 out of 7 days a week. I take 1 day off a week. Unless I'm really hot. I'm at 72% in betting. A lot of you who follow my bets, I send photos to people. You can see that I'm about 72, if not even 80%. So that's what I look for. I look for streaks. Now, let's talk about football. Football, I look for money. So if the smarts, they're called the smarts, supposedly the smarts who follow if the grandmother was sick with COVID or this one was down. I'm going to give you an example. It was the Cleveland Browns just recently. They were playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. It was a playoff game. It was Pittsburgh. They had a good year. They went undefeated first. They were playing really good in the beginning. I wasn't a believer in them, but that's not why I bet against them. The Browns had the coaching staff. All the coaches were out for COVID-19. But they had the players, right? And they finally made, based on this, they finally made a playoff. Pittsburgh's not playing good. Washington beat them earlier. If you guys watch, Washington Redskins beat them in the regular season. The receivers aren't getting open. Well, Cleveland's plus money. That's where you'll take a money line and an over, because Pittsburgh, this. I look at things like could it be last Ben's big hurrah? They're in Cleveland's first time. It turned out it was a perfect storm. I had the Browns money line in over. I had it for 15. I made about $140 off of that. Maybe it was 20. So. Well, you're not making thousands. I chip away. If I'm betting 6 days a week, and that's what I do. So I read, I study this stuff. I make sometimes $60, $80, sometimes $200 a day. 5 days a week, you do the math, $1,000 a week, and enough to retire. There's so many people, I go into sports rooms and I recognize their face. They wave at me at a wave. I see them for a year or 2 or 3. I'm still coming in. Those guys are gone. Why? They're broke. They're betting $1,000 straight up bets, and then they start chasing, and they're finooed in Italian finish. So I don't care what kind of bankroll. You don't need a lot of bankroll on this. When people say you need a bankroll, forget about it. You don't need a bankroll, but you got to bet smart. And once I hit those parlays, by the way, then I go up a unit. $5, $10. You don't try to, for example, take $80 now and bet it on one team. Wrong game. Yeah, you might win. You chip away and you substitute your income. There's nothing wrong with making $1,000 a week in sports. I opened my account. I have 2 accounts going online. We're going to get the in-game real quick, and I'm going to give you a couple of my Super Bowl bets real quick too. I opened with $50 at the Station Casino. A lot of you know, I've sent you my photos. I got it up to $750, so I made $700 profit, and that was just in football season. And in my other account, I opened up with $50, and I think I have about $175. So, just on betting $10, $15, $20, $25 bets. Now, do I bet straight up? I do bet straight up. I look for things on that too. I do a lot of in-gaming. People, when you bet in-game, I'm going to give you a football example. Let's say the game started in 3-4 minutes in, and the over is, I'm going to give you a number, 56.5. Okay? There's no score. The team drives all the way down, they miss a field goal. Now the other team drives all the way down, they get a field goal. It's 3-0. You got about 3 minutes to go in the game. That total in that game that was 56 is probably going to drop down to about 51, 49. You bet the over. Well, why do you bet the over, Sal? There's only 3 points. That's where people go wrong. You look at the team. If they're moving the ball, are they conservative and they running? If they're moving the ball and passing the ball, but they went down and just missed a field goal. Now, if it's windy, that's a stay away from me. But on the field goal. But if they missed it because they missed it, or the other team goes down and only kicks a field goal because the defense got tight, 9 times out of 10 people, it goes over. So you bet an in-game over. So if that was 56, now you can get better odds at 47, 48, 49. You bet the over all day long. And that's where I bet straight up for $15, $20. I'll stay with me now. Now all of a sudden you got some scoring going on, right? Now you get to the point where the over that you got at 49, I think I said, it was originally 56. Now all of a sudden there's been some scoring. It's up to 68. A lot of times you'll see this in college football. You see it sometimes in NFL. If it gets as high like 62, well, you can kind of hedge your bet and get the middle. Okay, you actually can get to 49. You can get, like, say, I know I said 60 on it. Let's just say 62. And you can fall right in between, and you're hedging your bigger bet, betting a little less money. Are you with me in hedging? Sometimes you luck out and win them both. And then sometimes I also have action on the game because what the examples are. Football's a little different. Streaks apply to football too, but it doesn't apply like baseball or basketball. There's less streaks. I kind of bet. Like I just gave you an example. So if I'm looking at the smarts and the big bettors and the line opens up at 7, and if I see a team, that opponent team that's won 3 in a row and that spread's jumped up to 9 or 10 because maybe it was New Orleans when they were playing good, or Green Bay, or even the Super Bowl guys, the Kansas City or Tampa. If that spread goes from 7.5 all the way up to 10, but a team just won 2 in a row, it's a mediocre possible playoff team. Well, I'll jump now and get those extra points on the other side. Not a money line bet. And normally when it jumps up to the favorite, not just a half a point or 1 point, that's a stay away for me. Or I do some study on that. But if it jumps 2, 3, 4 points, what do they know? So I bet the other way, not the money line. Sometimes I'll bet the points. So say it jumped to 10, and then if I get lucky and the favorite's up, now I jump on the over. Again, I watch how the game is going. And then if they're up by 2 touchdowns, now I'll bet the other side. I might get a pick 'em, and you can get the middle, you see? So I look for streaks. I look for things like that. I think pitching in baseball is way overrated. Way overrated. I don't know what the hell. Hockey, I don't bet as much, but I'm more of the baseball and what I just talked about. College basketball, college football. Now, I'm going to give you my opinions on the Super Bowl. A lot of you know that I make money every year in the Super Bowl. Sometimes I get lucky and I win the squares, but not counting the squares. I'm just talking about my bets. I'll spend about $300 on Super Bowl, not on one bet, on different prop bets. Not $250, $300. All right, so this is a parlay for Super Bowls. I stay away from that. I mean, if you want to do a grocery list and bet 2, you're only allowed 2 teams on these. These are coming out of the Westgate. I stay away from those. I'll get to my pick in the Super Bowl in a minute. The bets I like is taking a shot at a player to score first. Now, I like when it comes to a player to score first. Yeah. I'm doing a sports video. Yeah, I know. Let me do this sports video here. Sorry for the interruption. My wife wants to know if I want eggs. Yeah, make some eggs. Okay, so player to score first. These are hard. You can't bet much on these. So I usually bet $5, $10 in the year. It's just sometimes you get lucky. They're like these prop bets are like betting craps and you're betting the numbers. Very lucky. But when it comes to Super Bowl, there is more skill, and I'll give you an example how. So I don't know if you can see this. Okay, so you got a bunch of players. You don't know who's going to get the ball, but I look and I analyze this player to score first. I see on how many times they defer the ball on kickoff. Kansas City, they defer more than 60%. So you're hoping for Kansas City to get the coin toss and defer, and then Tampa gets the ball. I look at things like this. Tampa Bay's defense has been unbelievable this year. So for $10, I took to win $1,000. I've taken Tampa Bay safety. You guys remember when it was the Denver Broncos in the Super Bowl and Peyton Manning had got sacked or was an intentional grounding? It was going against Seattle's defense. So I look at it's for me for $10 for the odds. I'll bet 1,000. However, it's not my serious bet. But I look at the players now, and I'm thinking, well, even if Tampa Bay does get the ball, they're having trouble scoring touchdowns in the first drive, right? I'm not going to get the win or lose. So I'm hoping that at the very worst, they're going to get a field goal and they don't score. So then I'm going to look, are you with me? So I'm looking for somebody on the Kansas City side. So I look on the Kansas City side, and I say, wow, well, who has the best odds? Well, you know Tyreek Hill has been unbelievable hot last game. It's hard to be successful and hot 2 games in a row. He'll probably do real well in the Super Bowl, but Kelsey's been unbelievable in the red zone. And usually in Super Bowls, it's an odd ball. So I'll look for somebody like Patrick Mahomes. He's 16-1. He has a sore ankle. Remember, he hurt his ankle there. He had a concussion. A lot of people aren't going to be looking for that. That's a sleeper. 16-1, $10. You're going to win $160. To back myself up, only on the Super Bowl they do this. You can pick who's going to score for each team. I'll throw another $10 on the other side. Player to score first for the player to score first for that team. So Holmes can score first, and you could still be in action with one of the guys from Tampa. Well, I like the running back out of Tampa. This running back here, Leonard Fournette, they use him at the goal line. I feel that, at that point, they'd be down, say 7-0. Tampa Bay is going to drive with some passes. Hopefully they get in the red zone and they get some little conservative. I think Tampa Bay will outsmart them and run the ball. So I'll back my bet out, and the final pick for that would be this guy. He's 12-1, Fournette. He used to play on Jacksonville, and he's getting hot now in the playoffs. He's starting to run the ball. It's got great odds at 12-1, so I'll bet $10 on that. So that's my player bets. I like to pick the score of the game and analyze it, how it's going to go. People say, how do you do it? I've been hitting them the last couple of years. A lot of you know. I look at the game and analyze the game. It's good to hear what the media says and all, but don't buy into that. They know as much as you do, much as Uncle Sal. Now, I look on how many touchdowns that Kansas City is probably going to do against Tampa Bay's defense. As of now, Tampa Bay is starting to play crunch time. I don't see Kansas City getting more than 3 touchdowns. I see 21 points Kansas City. They're going to get a field goal in there, and that's 24. And you got to hope for no missed extra point on this, by the way. But I'll show you how you back that up. And then I go another field goal. I say to go down, Kansas City. Probably go down, kick a field goal. I look at things like that. I already gave you my players. Probably the last couple Super Bowls have been very tight. A couple field goals here and there. Kansas City won't be quiet for long. That kid Mahomes is an unbelievable runner. Even though he's got that sore ankle. With Hill's amazing. The speed that he has, you can triple coverage him. So let's say they go up. That's 7. That's 10 points for Kansas City. They score another touchdown before half. That's 17. They get a field goal in the third quarter. That's 20. They score a touchdown at the end of the third quarter. That's 27. Okay? And I see it landing right around 27 points. Then you look at the score and the odds that they're getting. This is for the final score of the game, so stay with me. You look at the final score of the game, and just bear with me for 1 second here. This is the final score of the game. I just want to know what the odds are. I think it's 12-1. I should know this. I already made that bet. Maybe it's 15-1. So that's how I analyze the game. Okay, so here we go. So Chiefs, I went with 27. You can see it's marked here. I already made that bet, actually. That was one of my first 5 bets there. And I was right, 12-1. So I pumped that up. I usually bet $20. I think I bet $20 on that. That's $240. As far as Tampa Bay, you're going to know my answer who wins the game in a minute. As far as Tampa Bay, I think they're all, like you have gears in your car, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. They're in fourth and almost fifth gear. I like them to score 31 points. I think they're good for about 17 points the first half, and then probably 2 more touchdowns, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth. And I like the 31. That's also coming in. That's also coming in at 12-1. So I'll bet $20 on that as well, and hope that I hit 1 out of 2. Thank you.
Want hot pepper?
Yeah, I'll take some hot pepper. So that's how I do that. As far as my prediction in the game, I've been tossing and turning. I already made a 2-team parlay, a small bet. Right now, I'm being honest with you, for $20, because I like the 3.5 on Tampa. And the over is coming right at 56. I feel that the over is going to start, the total of the game, the over is going to start going up. It's a good game in-game. If I take in the 3.5 Tampa Bay and Kansas City goes ahead and scores, and maybe you're up like 10-0 real quickly, just for an example, I'm probably going to get Gibraltar is good. I'm probably going to get, give me the hot pickles too. Hot pickles. Sorry about that. I had a little hot pickles and eggs and rice. So it was 10-0 on 10-0 Tampa, and I already have the Tampa on a 2-team small bet, $20 to win. I think I got it at $1.20, so it doesn't pay 52 on a parlay. It pays a little less than that, 49. If they're up 10-0, I probably can get Kansas City now as a pick, and maybe even get them with points. Now you see how I'm betting both bets. So you have some money loaded up on your phone account. If you live in Vegas, they have STN Sports is probably the best, and Westgate, and then you can kind of hedge the bet on that. But right now, I'm taking towards. I didn't tell you they're going to win the game, but the 3.5 points looks well favoring. I don't think you're going to see the 3.5 in 2 weeks. So that's where I'm at with the sports betting. Thank you. My wife. Let me show you these pickles. These fucking pickles, boy, they're sweet, but they're hot. Ooh. I mean, they just interruption 1 second. They get these little. Look at this. That son of a gun. All right, guys, I got to eat something. I'll get back to some more sports videos in the future. There were some of you who were asking for this, and I said, all right. They said, I want you to talk about your sports betting. So I'll give you a little sneak preview, people. Just give you my thoughts and ideas. So thank you. Share the video if you like it. And I'm trying to get, if I can get my way up to 100 viewers, then we'll see if we can, increase this channel. We can have some fun giveaways and I'll give you some good free picks out there. But we'll go over some more of my prop bets in the near future. Just wanted to give you a little preview of what I like. Say hello to somebody. God bless. Share the video. One day at a time.